This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Has a throw to first, and that's your ball game. Union has won its first ever WPIAL championship.
There it is. Champions, the Static Lancers.
Strike three. The Union Scotties, golden once again.
One gold, not enough. How about 2 district gold and 2 state gold for the Lady Lancers?
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
9 seconds. Anderson into the corner, is poised for three. Good! Take time,
To throw again, directing traffic, going for the quarterback in the end zone. Touchdown!
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Live from the Peterson Event Center in Pittsburgh, it's high school basketball in the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by ALCAP. Tonight, it's the number 1 Newcastle Red Hurricane, 22-2, taking on the number 3 Central Catholic Vikings, 15-9, in the 6A WPIAL Championship. Tonight's broadcast on the Lawrence County SportsNet and the Trib Live High School Sports Network is brought to you by Maley Chiropractic, keeping you in the game. Castle Asphalt, making your dream design come to fruition. Luxembourg, Garvin, Kelly and George, keeping promises for over 80 years. The Red Zone, score big at the Red Zone. Moderna Bonner Law, a community firm dedicated to protecting your possessions. Pontius Insurance, love the life you live, worry-free. Crane Room Girl, family-owned restaurant, brewery, and banquet center. Penn, Ohio Bottled Water, home and business bottled water delivery. Health and Motion Physical Therapy, keeping you moving. Work in Progress Paint Services, the Lawrence County Child and Youth Services, the Tri-County Principals, and by the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. Hi everyone, I'm Tim Continental along with James Johnson and Lee Moan, bringing you the 6A championship here from the Peterson Event Center in Pittsburgh as we get ready to cap off a 3-day weekend of basketball.
2-2. They're the Lawrence County teams trying to make it 3-2 right now.
Yeah, exactly. And it's been just had Mike Azadian come right over to us and said his Beaver County schools ended up 2-3, so a chance for Lawrence County to go and jump the ship on that. But I think more impressively is the fact that you have another third time's a charm style game. We had the opener this morning of Union taking down Aquinas Academy for the third time. Here, you got 2 teams from the same section who split in the regular season. So, Tim, it's going to be a bloodbath of who gets that rubber match here today and gets the gold medal to go along with it.
They certainly will. The Canes losing at home back on January 17th as they lost 56-45, but they revenged that on the road as they won that game. What was it?
67-53 was that final,
yeah.
And the thing to look at that is that was the first loss for Newcastle on the year when they lost at home. That was also the first game that they played without your leading scorer, Isaiah Boyce. Everything, when we were there, Tim, everything was completely out of whack, just trying to get used to, how you're going to run the show and get used to it. But I don't know, Lee, how impressive is the fact that you got this kid back after missing just, 2.5 weeks of play, and he's right back picking it up, shooting 45% from beyond the arc?
Absolutely insane to get one of your leading scorer back so quick. I mean, everybody thought he's going to be out the rest of the year, maybe at least till playoffs, and all of a sudden he comes back in, I believe, against Butler, if I'm not
because it was Butler where he got hurt, and then to come back for the next game against Butler was a really cool sight, too.
It was a good thing, and I mean, they put him in. They didn't start him that night, but he got back in, got back in action, and picked up right where he left off. It's just an amazing feat for sure.
You're listening to the LGKG pregame show. Your insurance company's not always on your side, but the law office of Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George are. Visit them online at lgkg.com for a free consultation. And we're going to take our first time out here of the pregame. We'll come back more for basketball at the Peterson Event Center in Pittsburgh. You're listening to the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Contractors, the Department of Healthy Homes needs you. From small to large residential projects, you can help families live safer and healthier with the quality work you do. It's rewarding in more ways than one. Call LCAP's Department of Healthy Homes today.
Has your child's early education slowed down or even paused due to the pandemic? This is crucial time you can't get back. LCAP can keep your little learner on track for success. We have options for working and non-working parents with in-person childcare and age-appropriate virtual learning to keep them busy and engaged. Parents, don't hit pause on early learning. Lawrence County Community Action Partnership can jumpstart their future. Learn more at lcap.org.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
Welcome back here to the Peterson Event Center in Pittsburgh, and you are listening to the LGKG pregame show. Let the law firm with AV-rated attorneys and super lawyers guide you through the legal process. Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George, keeping promises for over 80 years. Coming into tonight's matchup, it is Ralph Blundo in his 13th season leading the Red Hurricanes. In the 4th season, it is Coach Brian Urso for the Central Catholic Vikings. Ralph Blundo has a 312-49 overall record in his coaching career, and he's won 7 of the last 12 WPIAL championships.
Whoops. Forgot we got 3-man crew here.
You're going to mute me. I allow you to come and join us, and you're going to mute me. Absolutely. And
welcome to the show.
I think more than anything, there, Lee, and you can speak to this of watching games down here forever. It's the fact that, yeah, you've now had a team that's been here 9 out of the last 13 years. Just that sort of dynasty at a public school, and doing it at all classifications too. You know, they've been in first in Quad A when it was a 4 classification system. Then they're in before that they were in 3A in the 4 class system. Then 4A, 5A, and 6A now making it all the way back up. It's just impressive, and it's almost like let's make your reservations every first weekend in March, right? That the Canes are going to be making a hurricane warning here at the Pete.
Every year, Coach Blundo has been in at least the semifinals, which is an absolute insane stat. They said doing it on all levels. Thank God for 2A and 1A that they don't have to go down there. But I mean, it does a fantastic job, and in the job that Coach Urso's doing at Central Catholic, he's doing a great job here in these last few years, getting his team back here to the WPIAL finals.
And when you look at his record, 2 3-peats along his 7 victories here in the WPIAL finals in 12, 13, and 14, and then a 3-peat in 17, 18, and 19. And 21 they won last year. They were runner-ups as they fell in double overtime in a classic game here at the Pete.
Yeah, that was one of the more memorable games that you're ever going to see here in terms of a WPIAL postseason championship history. I mean, I'm right up there potentially with the good old Lance Jeter game back at that was back at Old Duquesne. But still, at the same time, looking at what we have to do in this game, if you're talking about both teams, first off, if you're Newcastle, it's how are you going to deal with the size? You've struggled twice against the interior size of this Central Catholic team. Obviously, Baba Shibwe is the one that you're going to hear a lot about. 6'7" senior, scored 18 points the first time these two teams met, a double-double, 21 points in the loss as well. So he's putting up 20 points average into 2 games. It's the second chance opportunities. It was 7 offensive rebounds in the game at the Nika High Fieldhouse. Can't allow that, especially here tonight. But maybe even more importantly, how do you stop Mr. Dante Dupante, who is just in fuego right now, Lee?
Yeah, he is scoring at will, but my main guy is Cole Sullivan underneath. He's the other big guy that you think Shibwe's a big, he's 6'7" and 220, but Sullivan, the football player, that guy is an absolute beast down low. He has his will at times, but so if you get Dupante going, look out, because I mean he is a very streaky shooter, and he hits his first. Could be a long night for the Canes, but the Canes have dealt with this all year. They're 6'2" and shorter. The whole, they don't have anybody tall. They've dealt with it. They know how to deal with it. And we'll see how that plays out tonight.
Well, it'll be interesting to see as we see players that we've watched for the last 4 years here for the Canes, and Isaiah Boyce and Jonathan Anderson and Nick Wallace grow up in front of us on the basketball court, James. And they're led there by, as you mentioned there, Isaiah Boyce, who has scored almost 1,400 points in his career.
Yeah, now in the top 7 in Newcastle scoring history. And I think the most impressive stat, though, is what it could have been if he didn't miss those 7 games in the middle of the year. The career threes number, the record 310, could easily have been broken by the end of the season. Actually, the single season mark of 101 could have also potentially been in jeopardy. And it's not out of the question. He would have to average about 6 or 7 per game, which we've seen him hit those kind of streaks before for sure. But just in general, what Isaiah Boyce has meant to this team, not only the shooting-wise, Lee, but you see how many times he's the one who's leaking out in front of the play. If he's not getting the rebound, the players are finding him in transition, whether it's at the rack or beyond the arc looking for a 3. And then combine that with what Jonathan Anderson's been able to do to get into the lane has been a lot of fun to watch this year.
Jonathan Anderson, probably the best pure point guard in the WPIAL, unrecognized. Some college is going to have a steal whenever somebody finally goes after him, because he is the real deal. Just runs the show greatly, very few turnovers, makes the right decisions, just does everything right. He is a fun guy to watch for sure.
Oh, the college, you see 5'9", and they're not looking at him. Well, maybe they should start looking at him, because he doesn't play like 5'9". He had a double-double in the semifinals, but Tim, it wasn't points and assists. It was points and rebounds. He had 10 rebounds to go along with double-digit points, and he also still dished out 7 or 8 assists in that game. So he is somebody who does it all, kind of very similar to the kind of stats and numbers that we saw Kelly Cleaver put on in the first game here today of she had 14 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists, 5 steals, doing a little bit of everything. Yeah. That's what Jonathan Anderson does, and he's done it just under the radar because, he's 3 inches shorter than Kelly Cleaver. Yes. But he skies up there to get every rebound, right in there with the big boys. And because he is shorter, he's learned from the very get-go when he was playing as a freshman, as a 5'6", 5'7" kid. He's got that little teardrop, that little floater, that little cup of joe that has been just huge for him, that he's basically perfected. And Nick Wallace has turned into a very similar-looking shot as well when needed. And I think that's going to be key, especially, again, when you have Shibwe and Sullivan down low. You're going to have a few more of those little runners to get up over top of those big guys.
Now, unfortunately, colleges look at height so much, but in this case, please don't look at the height, because you're getting a real steal here, whoever's going to get them.
All right, we are just about ready for tonight's national anthem. Just about 50 seconds away as we get ready for tip-off here from the Peterson Event Center in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, not a bad
It
crowd.
is the Class 6A championship coming away here on the Lawrence County SportsNet and the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
And we'll keep it right here as we get coming up with the national anthem. We'll also get the starting lineup straight from our PA announcers. Well, how about the crowd, though, here real quickly coming in?
Not a bad crowd at all. I'm sure there's a lot of traffic still outside, too.
There was a lot of people who were here for the 5A girls game right before. The South Fayette brought a huge crowd. Oakland Catholic had a strong crowd as well. Yeah. So they're all trying to funnel out. I know there's people still trying to make their way in here to the Pete. Not quite the crowd that we had last year for the 5A championship game, but still a very solid turnout. And I see a lot of green shirts of South Fayette hanging around, and we know that the Oakland Catholic faithful, especially in the student section, are hanging around. They got double school really up there. That's
look
part of it.
Look at that Oakland. There must be 200 kids up there for Oakland Catholic, dressed in gold. Yeah, and the Newcastle faithful with the blackout, the Caniacs. Should be fun though, and our national anthems, they've been great all year long. So let's go over to our PA announcer, Matthew Ferrego, and the introduction to our national anthem.
Please rise and gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor America and our freedom. To sing our national anthem, please welcome Clara McGuff from Bethel Park.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the guns bursting in, came through the night. Not a flag was still there. Oh, saved us that star-spangled banner can wave o'er the land of the free and the
It's almost basketball time here at the Peterson Events Center for the 6A championship as Newcastle 22-2 on the season, taking on Central Catholic 15-9.
First for the number 3 seeded, the Pittsburgh Central Catholic Vikings. Back on the 6'1" senior, number 1, Randy Wilkerson. Back on the 6'4" senior, number 5, Peyton Wiener. Back on the 6'1" senior, number 20, Tommy Christian. Now for the 6'5" junior, number 24, Cole Sullivan. And on the 6'3" senior, number 11, Dante Devante. And coach of Pittsburgh Central Catholic is Brian Urso. And for the number 1 seed, the Newcastle Red Hurricanes. And on the 6'2" senior, number 2, Jason Young. And on the 6'4" senior, number 5, Isaiah Burks. And on the following sophomore, number 11, Rafi Blunder. And on the 5'9" senior, number 12, Jonathan Anderson. And on the 5'10" senior, number 25, Nick Wallace. The head coach of the Red Hurricanes is Ralph Blundo.
There's your starting lineups as we get ready for basketball here at the Peterson Events Center.
And very interesting because the Baba Shibwe, the 6'7" senior, averaging 20 points per game against the Canes this year, not in the starting 5, very interestingly.
Yeah, do not know why, but I'm sure he's dressed and ready to go, sitting on the first one ready to get off the bench. So we'll see how it plays out.
Our officials tonight are Joe Strednak, Mark Schmidt, Brett Ryder. It is the 12th game here at the Pete this weekend. 11 down, 1 to go.
And by the way, your starting lineups are sponsored by the Red Zone. Make sure you stop by the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. Sporting goods, custom apparel, embroidery, and more. The Red Zone.
It's basketball time here at the Peterson Events Center as DeJon Young will chip it up against Cole Sullivan to start tonight's ball game. 8 minutes on the clock. Here we go. Class 6A championship. Central Catholic will control, and they'll bring the ball into the forecourt. DePente with it, gives it up top to Gee, over to Sullivan. Give it back down to Wiener, drives into the lane, shot taken, no good. Going to be rolled down there by Sullivan, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds there by Nick Wallace for the first foul of tonight's ball game.
Yeah, good drive in the lane by Wayner, but an offensive rebound leads to the fouls. Payne Wayner got in there a little bit too easily.
Yeah, he sure did. A good start, though, for Central Catholic, getting into the lane early.
They give and go right to Wayner, and going to get tied up as Jonathan Anderson gets his hands in and gets the jump ball call, and the arrow goes Newcastle's way.
And that's what he does, is get those hands in at 5'9", James.
Yeah.
You mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, gets the hands in quickly and gets the early turnover.
Anderson goes left side, gets it over to Young. Young back out to Anderson behind the arc on the right wing. Top of the key to Wallace, left side of Blundo into the corner to Boyce. They bring it back up top, give it over to Blundo, left side to Anderson. Anderson inside the arc, drives down the left side, gets a hole off the glass, no good. Rebound there by Wilkinson. Wilkinson brings it up here for Central Catholic. Goes left side, gives it over to DePente, top of the key. Guarded there by Anderson, now switch off to Young as they give the ball out to Wilkinson. Wilkinson jump pass inside to Sullivan. Sullivan loses control and travels with the ball. After a turnover, and we're still scoreless at 6:57 remaining here in the first period.
That's all credit to the help defense coming over by Ralphie Blundo, who caused the extra shuffle of the feet down low. But you can see what they're trying to do, get the post up, go over the top when they can, and you need that help defense for Newcastle to be successful if they're going to guard like that, face guarding all night.
Kane's in the forecourt, Anderson on the wing, inside to Wallace. Wallace, a little jumper, shot no good, gets his own rebound. He passes it out to Blundo, three from the wing. Front of the rim, no good, and Wallace tries to get the rebound, gets knocked away there by Sullivan. He comes up with it and gets it quickly out to DePente. DePente inside the arc, now back out. Dribbles, spins into the lane. Little jumper, up and good for two.
He is so smooth, this DePente. Love watching him play. Like I said, he can catch fire quickly.
He had over 30 in the quarterfinals overtime victory for Central Catholic.
Boyce for three, quick shot, no good. And we get a whistle as they go up. It's going to stay with the Canes. Last touch going out of bounds. Looks like Sullivan tying it up, going high with Young for that rebound.
Yeah, how about Central Catholic? Overtime in their quarterfinal victory against Baldwin. Barely escaped that.
Inbound to Boyce, over to Anderson. Bounce pass to Young. Takes it to the hole, off the glass. Good for two.
Great body control, too, to avoid running into the player and getting the charge.
Just under 6 minutes here to play. We're tied at 2. They bring it in, shot taken, rolls the rim, and good there for DePente. 4-2, Central Catholic. Anderson with the ball for the Canes on the left wing. Top of the key, goes spinning into the lane. Jump pass inside to Young, Young for two.
Yeah, it could have been an easy little floater, but instead saw the help defense and a little flip pass down. Dejan Young with both buckets for Newcastle.
Early play of the game nominee right there.
DePente takes it down the left lane, off the glass, and good for two.
Kane's got to find an answer. Lead DePente's just eating them up.
Yeah, DePente 6 and Young 4.
Anderson with the ball in the forecourt. Goes left side to Blundo. Blundo brings it back out as they work the weave to Boyce. Left side to Wallace. Wallace gets it right back. Boyce with it, spins into the lane, at the line, a little runner, shot no good. Rebound there by DePente as he brings the ball up.
Need to use the glass there.
He'll take a three, top of the key, shot no good. Boyce with the high rebound, gives it over to Anderson as Anderson brings the ball up.
DePente's human.
Anderson drives into the lane, loses his foot, gets it back, puts the shot up, no good. Rebound there by the Canes. Wallace out to Boyce for three, rolls the rim, no good. Rebound there by Sullivan. Gives it out to DePente for the Vikings as they bring the ball in the forecourt. They get it back out as they work the weave. They get it over to Wiener. Wiener hands it off to DePente. Wiener with the ball on the right wing. Back up top, give it over to DePente. Drives into the lane against Anderson, shot front of the rim, no good. Rebound there by Sullivan. Tied up by Wallace, and what do we get, a whistle? We get the tie up? Yes.
Sullivan wants to foul, and he was being mugged, but the reason the good job of the Canes of keeping the hands on the ball going for it, so there was no foul.
And the issue is because Sullivan brought the ball down. And that's big, too, because that would have been Wallace's second foul, and Newcastle not the deepest team this year.
Arrow goes to Central Catholic. They get it into Sullivan.
Newcastle didn't substitute until about 2:30 remaining in the game in the semifinals.
They bounce pass inside. It gives it up to Sullivan. Puts it in for 2.
Yeah, good pass over the top. Again, to help defense. No one there into recovery. Good read with the back to the play. Still getting the easy look down low.
Anderson goes over to Young on the left side. To the right. Wallace for 3. Back of the rim. No good. Rebound there. Sullivan.
Canes 0 for 4 from beyond the arc in the first 4 minutes.
Give it out to DePente. DePente with the ball. Dribbling on the wing. Guarded there by Wallace. Throws it into the corner, bounce pass inside, stolen away there by Young.
Better help defense that time on the backside from Dejon.
As they bring the ball up with Anderson.
Boyce was open in the corner, was calling for the ball, didn't get it.
Young gets it into the corner to Wallace. Wallace drives baseline, and they're going to get a foul on Dante DePente, a blocking foul.
That'll be his first. Baba Shibwe, by the way, checked in at the last break. Tommy Christian back into the lineup. Christian and Cole Sullivan. It's interesting how those two worked. Christian 17 points in the first game, but none in the second. Cole Sullivan none in the first game against Newcastle, but 15 in the rematch.
And DeBabe back in for the first time.
To get in and throws it up high for Blundo. Can't handle it. Picked up there by Wilkinson. He'll drive the lane. Takes the shot off the glass. No good. Rebound there by the Canes. It's a bound pass from Boyce out to Anderson. Anderson drives down the right lane, down to the baseline, takes a runner off the rim, and good.
Oh, great runner to absorb the contact by Anderson. Go back to the rebound. After the attempted block by Boyce, he just stays over there, and Young notices it and taps it to him over a taller defender.
Yeah, give a half an assist to Boyce because he altered that shot, too.
Yeah.
Shibwe in the ball game now as they work it down low. It's his Shibwe. Drives down baseline, throws it back out. They work it on the right wing. Wilkerson drives in, blocked there by Wallace gets the ball back from Blundo as he works down on the left wing. He'll slow it down, give it to Anderson. Anderson to Wallace, drives left baseline, finds Young. Young goes up strong, bounces on the rim and falls in.
Dejon Young just knows where to be. He knows how to find that open lane. And the rest of his teammates find him.
We are tied at 8, 2:12 here to play in the first quarter. Wilkinson with the ball in the forecourt. And he hands it off, gives it to Christensen. Goes right side, over to Wayner, to Shibwe, to Wayner. Wayner drives into the lane, takes it with the left hand, shot taken, front of the rim, no good. Rebound there by Young.
After those 3 early buckets, we haven't even seen really DePante get the ball much.
Anderson drives into the lane, has room, takes it to the hole. Shot going to be no good, but I think he got fouled.
You think?
we think, but all the
I didn't hear no whistle. That's what my question is.
Yeah, I didn't either. All the oohs and ahs drowned out and maybe also the thud of Anderson hitting the floor after getting sandwiched by the 6'7" DeBaba Shibwe.
Well, he is on the football team for Central Catholic, so that was a football play right there.
Anderson's first shot from the rim hits the back of the rim and bounces away. No good. We're tied at 8. 1:46 remaining here in the first period.
And for those maybe not aware, DeBaba Shibwe, yes, that is the younger brother of Oscar Shibwe, who played at Kennedy Catholic and now is playing for the Kentucky Wildcats.
And the shot, he'll split the pair.
First lead of the game for the Canes at 9-8 with 1:46 remaining in the first.
Yeah, Oscar's pretty good.
He's all right.
He might have a little talent on his side.
He might be getting some money in from the association here soon.
Yeah. He already has the
DePente
NIL,
with the ball
so.
as he crosses midcourt. Drives into the arc. Bounce pass down low to Shibwe. Shibwe is going to get double teamed. He'll throw it back out. 3 from the corner. Up and good by Christian.
Tommy Christian for 3. We said that too many times at the Nika High Fieldhouse if you're a Newcastle fan, but that's a big one. He was at half court before the ball even hit the net. He knew it was gold.
Anderson will try to get a 3. His shot will fall off. Rebound there by DePente as he brings the ball up on the left wing. DePente drives down by the baseline. Gets it over to Shibwe. And Shibwe's going to travel with the ball.
No, they're going to get a foul on the floor against Young, I think.
Yep.
Before the travel, foul on Young. So Newcastle in the semis started the game 5 for 5 from beyond the arc. Those all came in the second quarter. 0 for 5 to start the night here at the Pete.
They get it into Shibwe. Give it back to DePente. Top of the key. DePente down the right lane. Throws it out to Wilkerson behind the arc. He'll drive into the lane. Gets stopped, turn around, throws it back out to DePente.
Again, great help defense from the Canes.
DePente drives down by the lane, drives left side, shot taken, no good, but Shibway is there for the rebound, puts it off the glass, good for 2 with the foul.
That's where Shibway is at his best. He knows where to be to get those lucky bounces, or not lucky bounces. He knows where to be, knowing where the bounce is going to go, whether it's going to go long, where it's going to go short. And now when he's just cutting across in front of the defender who didn't get the clean box out.
Yeah, they got Young on it for him. That's his second.
And Shibway's shot off the front of the rim, no good, stays 13-9. Vikings with the lead. Anderson gets the call in from Coach Blundo. 34 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Anderson stops his dribble, gives it over to Young, back to Anderson, 22 seconds. Anderson drives into the lane, gets him up high, goes off the glass, didn't get the call. Shot falls off the rim, rebound there by Shibway.
Yeah, good job to get the defender in the air, absorb the contact, but could not get it to hang on the rim. 10 seconds remaining.
DePente with the ball, down to 7 seconds, drives into the lane, takes a runner and gets the call as he will go to the line shooting 2 here for the Vikings.
Going to go on Ralphie Blundo, his first, but DePente getting into the lane. As soon as he hears the whistle, throw it up. Why not?
Yeah, Blundo saying he was straight up and down, but he was after he made the contact. You got both arms on him first. That's why the foul ends up getting called.
And the first shot is up, rolls in and out. Score remains 13-9. Vikings leading the Canes. So Dante DePente at the line, trying to split the pair. Shot is up and good. He now has 7 in the ball game. Get it out to Boyce. Boyce with the ball. Stops his dribble. Down to 1 second. Gets the jumper off. It's going to be no good. And we have played one here at the Peterson Event Center with the Vikings leading the Canes 14-9. You're listening to Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Weiland, Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance and receive the personalized service you deserve.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
8 minutes on the clock as we get ready to start the second quarter. Canes trailing the Vikings 14-9.
Here's your quick first quarter stats. About 6 of 11 shooting for Central Catholic, just 4 of 15 for Newcastle. That's 55% versus 27%.
Anderson gives it to Boyce, gives it back to Anderson down on the right wing. Now they work the left side to Wallace, top of the key. Back to Boyce. Boyce goes left side, gets it to Blundo, finds Young, over to Anderson. Anderson drives into the lane, loses control, passes it out to Wallace, throws in the hard pass off the hands of Young, picked up there by the Vikings. They'll get it outside, 3 taken, up and good by Wilkerson.
Wilkerson with a hand in his face. Incredible shot. Ralphie Blundo actually had to get out of the way to make sure he didn't land on him.
Central Catholic getting the loose balls right now.
17-9 Central Catholic. Wallace with the ball in the wing. Gives it back up top, gives it to Young. To Boyce.
It's now a 9-0 Central Catholic run.
Throw inside to Young. Young off the glass for 2.
Yeah, again, another backdoor cut. Young now with 8 points of the Newcastle 11.
Now you need to get Isaiah Boyce started.
DePente brings the ball up. Jump pass inside. It's going to be stolen away there. Knocked away by Young. Picked up by Wallace over to Anderson. Anderson with the ball, top of the key. Anderson dribbling. Looking to penetrate, throws it back out. Is Blundo for 3 from the left wing. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound there by Sullivan for Central Catholic.
Yeah, he had to shoot that over Shibway.
As they get it over to DePente, drives into the lane, at the line, takes a shot front of the rim, no good. Ball's going to be ricocheted over to Shibway. He'll take a jumper at the line, no good. Ball's going to be loose, last touch. They're going to say Young going out of bounds. He'll stay with Central Catholic.
As Shibway followed his shot, that was the key right there. He followed his shot. There were two Canes there, but Shibway doing a good job to get the arm in there and basically knock it off of a Newcastle player to maintain possession.
As they work it out to Sullivan. Sullivan drives right lane. Takes it to the hole, shot no good, but he's going to pick up the foul. And they're going to get this one on Wallace.
Team's fifth already here in this first half. Each team with actually second for Central and 5 for Newcastle.
So Cole Sullivan at the line, shooting 2 here for the Vikings. Puts the first one in. Increase the lead to 18-11 here for Central Catholic.
We'll see our first substitute is Nate McKnight, wearing number 23, checking in for Newcastle.
Sullivan bends and shoots and puts it in. He hits them both. He has 4 on the evening. And it's 19-11, Central Catholic. Anderson will bring the ball up as he crosses the timeline. Goes left side to Young. Young to McKnight. McKnight with the ball, goes left side, gives it to Young to Anderson. Anderson top of the key. Drives into the lane. Spits, pivots, shoots, off the glass, good for 2.
Tim, how many times did we see that exact play in the semifinals, and he got Shibway flying through the air past him?
As they bring the ball up, Werner gives it over to DePente. Werner brings it down into the lane, throws it back out. It's Wilkerson for 3. Back of the rim, no good. It's skying high for the rebound is Boyce. Gets it out to Anderson. Anderson brings the ball up. Throws into the corner. It is Blundo for 3. Good! Ralphie Blundo with his first tray.
Canes were 0 for 7 from beyond the arc before that one, but Ralphie Blundo, his 42nd trifecta of the year.
They work it down court. It's a 3 taken from the left side. Shot taken, no good. Sullivan gets the rebound, gets the ball knocked away there by Anderson going out of bounds.
Yeah, way too easy a rebound, but good job there by Anderson to knock it out of his hands from behind.
Yeah, didn't have the position, but I'll say that's actually looking at the scouting report because Sullivan keeps bringing that ball down. Anderson was waiting for it and just knocked it away, but now Anderson's going to get a reach-in foul in the front court. That'll be the 6th Newcastle foul.
And not a good foul there.
So Peyton Wayner will throw it in here for Central Catholic. 5:08 remaining here in the second quarter. 19-16 Vikings with the lead. Sullivan with the ball, gives over to Werner. Give it up top to DePente. He'll go left side. DePente drives down left side, takes it to the hole, gets the foul and puts the points in off the glass.
DePente now with 8, and that one there just a little isolation play, Lee. They got everybody to the other side of the court, and he got the half step he needed to put it in with the left hand.
Yeah, he got the half step around Boyce, and Boyce instead of just giving it to him, the late foul trying to block from behind gut body.
DePente.
A little talk between McKnight and Shibway right now.
At the line looking for a 3-point play. Back of the rim, no good. Rebound there by Blundo for the Canes. As they get it over to Anderson as he brings the ball up. To Boyce, works down inside, loses control. The ball's on the ground. Boyce gets it back, rolls over. We're going to get a tie up here. Did we get a timeout? No. We're going to get a jump ball, and it will go Central Catholic's way.
I don't know what Coach Ursa is screaming right now. Don't know what he's screaming about.
So that change of possession brought to you by Medore Bonner Law, your community firm with a personal connection and individualized service. Visit them online, MedoreBonnerLaw.com. Find out how they can serve you.
Central Catholic will bring it up with Peyton Werner. As he crosses the line. He'll give it back out. He's going to travel as they hand it off to Tommy Christian as he can't handle it.
Yeah, it looked like he took a little skip there on the playground, didn't he, James?
The hopscotch court can be open.
Yeah, that too.
So that turnover will give the balls back to the Canes with 4:36 remaining here in the second quarter. 21-16, Central Catholic with the lead.
So Young back in, McKnight out. And a late substitution now for Central.
Well, they get Wilkerson in. Yeah, right, keep an eye on that because Dejon Young and Nick Wallace both playing with 2 fouls here.
Bounce pass into Anderson as he brings it up. Gives it over to Young. They work the weave behind the arc. Anderson with the ball. Stops his dribble, gets it to Young, drives into the lane. Young takes it to the hole. Young scores, he has 10.
What a strong move, Dejon Young. He had 22 the second time these two teams played, up from the 7. He got all in the second half in the first game at the Nika High Fieldhouse. He's come to play tonight as the senior.
Wilkerson with the ball, gives it over to Shibway. Shibway on the right wing. Back left side, they work it around. They get over to Wayner. Work down inside of Sullivan. Off the glass, good for 2.
You're not going to stop him when he gets the ball in that position down there, too wide.
Giving up 7 inches on him, too, was Nick Wallace.
Anderson with the ball on the left wing. Anderson, right side, gives it over to Boyce. Boyce back to Anderson, looks at a 3, passes it up. Anderson drives into the arc, down and underneath, gets a whistle, and they're going to get a charge on Anderson.
And now that's his second with 3:37 remaining. Anderson, Young, Wallace each with 2 fouls, and Lee, the lowering of the shoulder is what gets that call every time.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought maybe we might get a no call, but when you lower the shoulder, it's going to happen. Now we have a Ponce Insurance timeout.
Make sure you take the timeout to save money on your insurance. Give agents Dan Pontius, Jessica Weiland, or Tracy Giddings a call to get started today. Remember, you get the best rates in customer service calling a local agent at Pontius Insurance.
And let's take a timeout. You're watching LCSportsNet.com, powered by LCAP.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
3:37 remaining here in the second quarter. The Vikings leading the Canes 23-18.
While we have a moment, also want to give a shout out to Something for Your Wall Photography. We'll have select images of tonight's game available on our website, on Twitter, and on Instagram, courtesy of Something for Your Walls. Make sure you check out all her great captured moments.
Please.
Search on Facebook, Something for Your Wall. Remember, you can get great birthday, holiday, graduation gifts for your athlete and entire family member with their collages.
Wayner with the ball, brings it over, gives it to Wilkinson. He crosses the timeline. Wilkinson back to Wayner, goes over to DePente. Top of the key. Works right side, dribbling with the right and left hand, drives down the lane, off the glass, good for 2.
Well, you said Young came to play for Newcastle. DePente has for Central. Leading scorer of the game with 11.
Anderson with the ball. Calling the play, will go to Blundo. Blundo looks at it, 3, passes it up. They'll give it over to Anderson. Anderson with the ball with 3 minutes here to play in the quarter.
Looked like Blundo had some space there, Lee. Didn't take the shot.
Yeah, you don't see that often.
Anderson on the right wing. Anderson top of the key to Boyce. He'll take the 3. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound there by Shibway.
Right now they're forcing Boyce and everybody to be further outside the arc than they want to be when they're catching these passes off the screens. That's the difference right now.
DePente gives it over to Shibway. Shibway stops the dribble. Bounce pass inside to Sullivan. Back out to Wilkinson, over to DePente, top of the key.
Boy, Wallace trying to do everything he can to stop Sullivan.
DePente makes a move inside, gets shot taken, rolls the rim, no good. Rebound there by Young, out to Anderson. Anderson brings the ball up. Anderson down into the baseline, throws it out to Wallace. Over to Boyce, who loses control and picked up there by Sullivan for Central Catholic.
Yeah, somebody got a hand on it from behind.
I think it was Wayner.
Yeah, a little frustration right now from Zay. No points and missing shots, and that one gets knocked away from him.
Wilkerson looks at a 3. We'll give it up to Shibway. They'll go left side of Sullivan, behind the arc. Sullivan will drive into the lane, throw it back out, give it over to Wayner. Wayner drives inside. He'll take a little jumper, high off the glass, good for 2.
Great use of the glass there by Wayner. High off the glass. Biggest lead of the night for the Vikings.
27-18. Anderson drives in, and they're going to get Anderson. No, They're going to get Wayner, I think, for the foul.
Look at the Central Catholic bench. I think
that's they will disagree, but there's no question that Wayner was nowhere near set on that one. Yeah, you might be able to say the lowering of the shoulder again a little bit. Not nearly as blatant as the first one, but nowhere near set on that one was Wayner. He picks up his first.
I hope something for your wall got that picture.
They work it into Wallace for three. Good!
What a turnaround there.
Nick Wallace, the senior, with a three.
It could have been going the other way, but Canes make him pay.
DePente gives it over to Shibway behind the arc. He's going to take a three. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound there by the Canes. Goes out to Blundo, gives it over to Anderson. Anderson with the ball. Left side gives it to Boyce. Boyce hands it back to Anderson, over to Boyce. Right side to Blundo, into the corner. Driving in by Wallace, throws into the left corner as they give it back to Anderson. Anderson with the ball. Out to Blundo. This is the three from the wing. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound, Shibway. Gives it over to DePente as he brings the ball up. 27-21, 45 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Central Catholic with the lead. DePente slowing the pace down with 38 seconds. Boyce will be guarding him. He's out by the pit logo. As he works on the left side, now brings it back out. Down to 25 seconds. DePente with the ball.
Anybody counting?
No, he's not close enough. Old school he is.
Down to 15 seconds. DePente dribbling. He'll pull up for a three. Air ball picked up there by Anderson. Anderson out to Boyce. Boyce takes it in, lays it in off the front of the rim for two. First two for Boyce. Long shot, no good. We've played a half of basketball here at the Peterson Event Center.
What a big finish for Newcastle, though. You got the three from Wallace. You get the partially deflected three-pointer here at the other end, and Boyce able to see one go in before the halftime buzzer for his first points of the evening.
The Vikings leading the Canes 27-23 here at halftime at the Peterson Event Center in the 6A championship. We're going to take a timeout. You're listening to Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
In need of a lawyer? Contact Medore Bonner Law, a boutique firm offering tailored legal services and over 120 years legal experience. County residents with strong family ties to the community, Jason Medore and Michael Bonner, established Medore Bonner Law to provide clients with legal expertise and personal attention. Guided by their professional staff, you can feel confident your rights will be protected. Call attorneys Jason Medore or Michael Bonner, or visit MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination. Are you looking to make a difference? Well, here is your opportunity. Lawrence County Child and Youth Services is looking for compassionate foster parents now. If you are over the age of 21, in good health, and wanting to help a child in need, we're in need of you. Receive free training and compensation by becoming a foster parent. Call 724-658-2558 and let Bill, Brooklyn, and Heather get you started. Make a difference and become a foster parent today. When injuries get you sidelined, don't trust just anyone to get you back on the field. Visit Health in Motion Physical Therapy in Shenango Township. They want to get you back to the top of your game as quickly as possible with certified orthopedic and manual therapy. At Health in Motion, you receive quality one-on-one time with a board-certified physical therapist. Get the next generation of physical therapy to help in your recovery. Health in Motion is the first PT clinic in Western Pennsylvania to use the Nuvi, the neurobioelectric simulator, in their therapies. Their technologies can reduce your time on the sideline from 3 or 4 weeks to just 3 or 4 days. Don't wait for months to see improvement. Notice a difference after your first visit to Health in Motion, keeping you moving.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannon for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
We are at halftime here at the Peterson Events Center as the Canes trail the Vikings 27-23. This is the Castle Asphalt halftime show. If you're looking for quality, cost-efficient paving and construction services, Castle Asphalt Construction will make your vision for your project a reality. Guys, it's been a game where I think Central Catholic came out with a game plan and was able to execute it early, as they were able to establish really the boards early in the ball game and got out to the lead after 14-9. It was more of a close-paced second quarter where the Canes outscored Central Catholic by 14-13, and that's where we're at halftime. But right now, I think both teams are thinking about how do they make a couple extra more stops going into this third quarter.
Yeah, Central Catholic really playing hard. And Depance, he leads the Central Catholic Vikings with those 11 points. Really came out hot, scoring the first 6 points. Slowed down a little bit there in the second quarter, but he's been the difference. And the other problem, James, is the foul trouble for Newcastle right now with Young and Anderson and Wallace all with 2 fouls that they're going to have to deal with here in the third quarter.
Yeah, and the other 2 starters, Boyce and Blundo, each with 1. Some other numbers for you as we go through. To lead the way, 11 points for Dante DePanti. He's got the leading scorer for each team. Cole Sullivan, 6 points. He also has a game-high 7 rebounds. That's Cole Sullivan, the 6'5 junior for Central Catholic. 3 points each for Wilkerson and for Christian, and 2 points each for Wayner and Shibway on the board so far for the for the Central Catholic Vikings. On the other side, Dejon Young, 10 points to lead Newcastle. 5 from Joe Anderson, 3 each from Blundo and Wallace on a 3-pointer, and Boyce that 2 at the end. How big is that 2 at the end, Lee?
That is huge for Isaiah Boyce. I mean, it was a great stop on the other end, and then they found Boyce in the breakaway, and he made no mistake that he got it to the hole. But hopefully that's going to spark him, because they're going to need him for sure.
How about this? 43% from the field for Newcastle, 44% for Central Catholic.
Wow,
the difference is, though, Central Catholic 46 and 42% for quarter 1, quarter 2. Newcastle only 29% in the first quarter, but they shot 6 of 9 in the second quarter for 67%. 66.6 repeating out there. This is the Class 6A championship. We got to throw as many 6s out there as we can, but the only number that really matters is 4, the 4-point deficit on the scoreboard right now for the Canes at half.
Yeah, and Central Catholic was 3 of 6 from the free throw line, and the Canes only been there twice. So it's a little bit shocking for that.
One more, 9 assists on 10 made baskets for the Newcastle Red Hurricane. 5 for Jonathan Anderson.
I thought you were going to say 6, but I guess not.
That would have been crazy.
Okay.
All right, you're listening to the Castle Asphalt halftime show. Castle Asphalt provides commercial and residential asphalt paving and commercial site work and commercial striping. Visit castleasphalt.com for more information and request a free estimate. We're going to take another timeout. We'll come back with the second half of tonight's ball game here from the Peterson Events Center as the Vikings lead the Canes 27-23. You're listening to the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team in how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for homeowners and businesses in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting and related projects for the winter season. Call Joe today, 724-714-4294 to discuss your next project.
Trib Live has a little something for everyone. Sports from high school to the pros. News from across the street and around the world. Arts and entertainment, lifestyles, opinion, weather, photo galleries, video. You can even find your next job, house, and car. So look alive, Pittsburgh, and get the news you want and information you need all in one place. TribLive.com. TribLive.com. News and more 24/7.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
Looking for a unique way to expand your business? Advertise on the Lawrence County SportsNet and be seen by thousands of viewers in the area and around the country on over 100 broadcasts each year. Visit lcsportsnet.com and click Advertise with LCSN.
Welcome back here to the Peterson Event Center. We are at halftime. This is the Castle Asphalt halftime show. And we'll remind everybody to call Penn Ohio Bottled Water for your 3 or 5 gallon water cooler system. Get a case of bottled water delivered to your home or work. And also we'll remind you about the Crane Room Grill. Call ahead and reserve your seat for after the game, or place an order, takeout, or curbside pickup. Dinner, homemade dessert, even a growler to go. Give them a call at 724-656-1553.
Yeah, Mr. Dawson, we just talked about the advertising on Lawrence County Sports Network. Talk a little bit about the state playoffs coming up.
Well, state playoffs will begin on Friday and Saturday next week. At home for a lot of the schools coming up, and after that it's all away games. We do not possess rights like we do during the WPIAL playoffs. We work with Trib Live as part of the owners of the rights for the WPIAL district playoffs. But once state playoffs come around, it's a whole new ball game. And well, let's put it frank, it comes down to monetary values, ranging from early round audio broadcasts for a 1A game could be as low as $200 all the way up to if you want to try to do a video broadcast of a 5A or 6A game, especially in the early rounds, you're talking at least $1,500 worth of rights fees towards the state. We're glad to do the broadcast, but it doesn't come cheap. It doesn't come easy. So if you want to have your teams on the air, whether it be an audio broadcast like this or a video broadcast, please get a hold of us. Visit us online. Send us a message on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Send me an email, and we'll do everything we can to try to get your teams on the air. But we need your help to be able to do it.
And for those of you who are listening that don't own businesses, please support these local advertisers.
Yes.
And when you go in and order your food or get your roof done or whatever the advertising might be, please mention you heard the ad here in Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP, because that's how they know their money is getting good use. And, we greatly appreciate that.
And while we have a moment before we start the second half, we do need to remind you, this game and the broadcast rights to this game is solely exclusive property of WPIAL and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Any use of this broadcast is intended exclusively for the benefit of the viewing and listening audience, and the use, rebroadcast, or distribution of this broadcast without the express written consent from the WPIAL and Trib Total Media is strictly prohibited.
And if you take those drugs, the side effects will list later.
All right, the second half is underway as Wallace inbounds it to Boyce. As the Canes will go right to left here in the second half.
Yeah, we don't have enough time to list all the side effects.
Give it over to Anderson in the corner. Anderson bounce pass inside to Young, off the glass for 2.
They get 6 assists. What a nifty pass, threading the needle on that screen and roll to Dejon Young.
Another candidate for our Melee Chiropractic play of the game.
They work it into Sullivan, top of the key. Throw it outside and get it to Christensen. Christensen, bounce pass inside, gets it to Sullivan. Sullivan scoops underneath. Nice move for 2.
They got to find an answer for Sullivan now with 8 points. He's been the main of the bigs who has been getting the job done. Shibway only with 2.
Sullivan on that football team. He is a beast there, and he's a beast in the court.
Anderson with the ball on the right wing. Anderson drives into the lane, takes it to the hole, off the glass, no good. Wallace is there for the rebound. He gets it. They're going to call a tie-up first, and the ball will go Central Catholic's way.
Yeah, it looked like Wallace had ripped it out of there, but it was held long enough to send the arrow over to Central Catholic.
Dante DePente brings the ball up. Bounce pass top of the key. Go left side. Wilkerson with it. Dribble behind the arc. Throw inside for Sullivan. Too tall and out of bounds, and the turnover will go Canes' way with 6:45 here to play in the third.
Canes led once at 9-8. Central Catholic had a big run in response to that. It was a 9-0 run in response, actually. They've led by as many as 9, have Central Catholic, but it's a 4-point game now.
Yeah, it was 27-18, so a nice run here, 7-2 for the Canes.
Anderson with the ball on the right wing. Top of the key to Boyce. Boyce back to Anderson. Anderson looking inside. Dribbling the ball, goes left side. It's Blundo for 3. Back of the rim, no good. Rebound there by DePente.
Blundo's such a quick trigger that time. I think maybe a little too quick, though.
DePente into the lane. Moves down the right side. Takes it to the hole. Up and good for 2.
They got away with a push off in the back. But a nifty move.
Anderson brings the ball up. Hands it off to Boyce. Boyce into the corner to Wallace. Wallace to Anderson as they work it into the lane. Anderson stops. Little floater high off the glass, good for 2.
There's another good bank shot in the lane. It's a long lost start. We saw it earlier for Central Catholic. Now a great one here from Joe Anderson.
DePente with the ball in the left wing. Drives down towards the corner. Drives in towards baseline, and they're going to get a foul, I believe, on Blundo.
Yeah. They're switching up on him. Last time not down the quarter was Anderson. This time Blundo trying to guard Sullivan. They got 4 players with 2 fouls for the Canes.
It's the old Malik Hooker style of defense. So, no one over 6'2". Everybody's going to guard everybody. You just got to be able to make your switches, make your adjustments.
Sullivan takes it down the baseline, goes for a 2-hand jam, can't do it. Hangs onto the rim. Do they call a T? I think they will. They're going to discuss it.
They're discussing it.
I mean, I don't know how you don't.
Well, they're not.
Wow.
Coach Blundo wants the T.
He should get the T.
Now they're going to talk to the other official.
I mean, I think you got to get an explanation because you had Sullivan just hanging on the rim and then going and grabbing the basketball. So I think you have to discuss why it's not. And then Nick Wallace is asking what the reasoning is, and he's going to give an explanation that he's okay with, I guess.
Yeah, well, you got to be okay with it because it is what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe just a warning right there because they went over to talk to Coach Urso.
Anderson brings the ball up, gives it over to Blundo. Blundo gives it back out to Boyce, and Boyce is going to get blocked in the foul there by Wilkinson.
Now, so here's the thing you probably could say, too, and this is speculation. If John Yerridge is out there listening, please help us out on it. It can also be not only just for hanging on the rim, but more for like doing the chin up or unnecessarily hanging. So if they feel like there was somebody underneath, of course there is. But even just that, it's a dead ball once you're hanging on the rim and then trying to grab the ball, which is why they actually did blow the whistle and gave Newcastle possession.
Young with the ball, works down into the lane, throws it back out to Blundo to Anderson, left side to Wallace. Wallace with the ball, drives down the lane, has room against Sullivan. Sullivan blocks the shot and gets the rebound.
Block and seal the ball at the same time.
And then loses control, and what did they call?
Oh, they got a loose ball foul on the Canes. Sullivan threw the pass in between the legs.
They're going to get Wallace.
No, they got Young, I think.
Okay, you're right.
Either way,
I seen the 2. I was thinking they're putting up 2-5.
Either way, it's the 3rd foul officially, yes, on Dejon Young at the 4:51 mark. Great block by Sullivan, and the ball was kind of balanced on the back of Nick Wallace afterwards. He just stole it right away from him, and then the foul called as they went for the loose ball in the double team.
Yeah, and Henry, you can't text me. We're using my phone.
Throw it into Sullivan. It looked like he traveled with the ball, no call. They give it over to Wilkinson, back to Sullivan. Wilkinson with the ball in the left wing. Throws inside, gives it to Shibway. Shibway guarded there by Young. Shibway works outside, throws it about top of the key to Sullivan. Over to DePente. DePente moves inside, takes a shot, no good. Rebound there by Young.
The referee's letting them play.
Yeah, very physical play.
Love it, though.
Out to Anderson, throw into the corner to Boyce. Boyce to Wallace, out to Anderson. Anderson looking inside, gives it over to Blundo. Blundo works down inside, bounce pass out to Boyce for 3. Good.
Same spot. He hit the game tire in overtime last year. That time caught, ready to shoot.
Canes trail by 1. DePente with the ball, drives into the lane, takes the shot, no good. Young with the rebound, but we're going to get a whistle and a foul. I think we're going to get Boyce.
His second, and he can't believe it.
Wow.
Late whistle, and that certainly doesn't help Newcastle fans.
I did not hear who it was on.
I believe it was on Isaiah Boyce.
Yes. And they're going to get a substitute out right now as Cole Sullivan goes to the bench. Looks like he's got a bloody nose, so he's got to check out immediately as the 2 free throws coming from DePente.
So all 5 starters with 2 fouls.
DePente's first shot is good with a swish. He now has 14 in the game.
Yeah, you're right. All five with 2 fouls, but the fifth in Dejon Young currently playing with 3.
The second shot is good.
And Sullivan getting the plug up the nose, and they're going to get a quick once insurance timeout.
Full timeout taken here by Central Catholic. Lee, let's take another quick one here as well. Step aside from the Pete. Back in a moment at lcsportsnet.com.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
3 minutes, 52 seconds remaining here in the third quarter with Central Catholic leading Newcastle 33-30.
Mind you, coming up after the game, we'll have our Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game Award. A great play usually involves great teamwork. We've seen that today with Newcastle for sure. And that's one of the main advantages you get at Maley Chiropractic. Their team aspect. Dr. Maley, Dr. Argero, and Dr. Bowser, they all learn from each other new tips and tricks. And that's why they're best of the best in Lawrence County Chiropractic. And then we're going to have an extra delay here as it looks like they...
a little bit of blood in the court.
Yep.
Cyril Wecht in the house. Looking at some blood spatter.
So the Kings will inbound the ball here.
Sounds like the Mohawk Warriors in the house, doesn't it?
Yeah, the Central Catholic / Oakland Catholic student section to our right.
That's a great...
That was perfect. They had back-to-back games, wasn't it?
Yeah, great student section there tonight for sure.
Give it to Boyce, top of the key. Gives it over to Anderson. Anderson drives into the lane. Little floater off the glass, good for 2.
Again, off the glass. You love it, Lee.
Using the glass perfectly. I know my brother's loving that shot. You always hear him in the stands saying, use the glass.
Wayner with the ball. Gives it outside to DePente. DePente on the wing. Drives into the lane. Knocks down Boyce. No call. Yes, they're going to get the call. They do get the charge against DePente.
Coach Urso can't believe it.
That's his second, I believe.
And for all the games this weekend, James, the officiating has been very, very consistent for
yeah,
sure.
It really has. What the official said on that one, too, is the fact that he saw the arm to clear out more than anything.
Blundo with the ball goes to the right side to Boyce. Back to Blundo, top of the key. Left side to Anderson. Loses control, picks it back up, gives it over to Wallace. Back to Anderson. Anderson with the ball between the two circles. Top of the key. Anderson drives down the right side, stops, looking for some help, loses control, gets the ball, finds underneath, gets it up to Young, Young for 2.
Ball knocked out of his hands, and he didn't panic, did he, Lee? Found an open man when he got it back.
Another great assist. I didn't see the knock out of the hands. I thought maybe it was a double dribble. It did get knocked out, and a beautiful pass.
Canes back in the lead.
Shipway with the ball, he'll travel, they don't call it. They give it over to DePente, drives inside. DePente, nice shot, rolls the rim, no good. Rebound there by Wallace. Wallace gives it out to Anderson as he brings the ball in the forecourt.
Momentum Kane way.
Give it back to Blundo. Blundo loses control. He'll pick it up. Top of the key. Blundo bounce pass out to Anderson on the right wing, and then the ball comes in from Coach Blundo with 2 minutes, 7 seconds remaining here in the third. Anderson drives down the lane, takes it underneath, shot, no call. Ball's going to loose on the ground. Just scooped out. Boyce picks it up, and he'll circle the wagons for the Canes. Get it out to Anderson in the corner for 3, shot no good. Young goes high for the kick, get the rebound, picked up by DePente. DePente brings the ball over. He works from the wing. He drives into the lane. He'll take the shot up and good, and they're going to get Boyce on the foul.
What a play by DePente, taking it strong. You said Boyce picking up his third.
Dante DePante now with 17 points, but as you mentioned, yeah, the 3 fouls now on Boyce and Young. Gonna have to keep an eye on that with 1:38 remaining in the third. Vikings back in the lead.
Kane's not a deep bench.
And free throw is good. DePente now with 18. Anderson brings it up here for the Canes.
Remember last game, they didn't substitute till about 2 minutes left.
Canes trail by 2.
Now the four-corner offense here, spread the floor.
Trying to shorten this game a little bit, maybe.
Give it over to Blundo down in the left wing. He drives into the corner, gives it out to Wallace. Wallace takes a little runner. Can't get it. The fall pick. Rebound there by Sullivan out to DePente.
Wallace short on that.
DePente with the ball on the left wing. Goes into the corner to Wilkerson, back to DePente. DePente guarded there by Young. Drives down into the lane. A little runner high off the glass. Good for 2.
Got right around Young. Young's got the 3 fouls.
Dante DePente now with 20 in the ball game. Down to 50 seconds here to play in the quarter. 38-34. Vikings with the lead. Canes are going to throw the ball away as Boyce expected Blundo to cut backwards, and he went forward. And the ball goes out of bounds with 42 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and a little frustration there, too, mainly because on that one, not as much of Blundo going the other way. It's the fact that he had Wilkerson right in his grill, and there was nowhere to pass it, so Boyce had to double clutch, and at that point, he had to go and wait for it. Obama, by the way, an over and back call looks like right in front of us, and they're going to get a timeout called on the far sideline. But real quick, going back to that turnover from Boyce, he had to double clutch on the pass and just had to throw it at the last second, and basically almost intentionally throwing it out of bounds just to avoid an easy steal and an easy layup at the other end.
So 39.1 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Central Catholic 38, Canes 34. Central Catholic with the ball as they used a 30-second timeout to remain possession as they had Shibway trapped a couple different times at midcourt and then moving forward towards the pit logo.
And you can see the frustration right now, Lee, especially on Isaiah Boyce's face. They're not giving him an inch. You could even read his lips. Joe Anderson gave him some sort of advice, and he said, "I'm trying." And right now, just feels like Hoosiers out there in his hip pocket. He knows what flavor gum right now Isaiah Boyce is.
Or as I remember, Tim McConnell years ago when they were filming, they put the camera in the huddle, and he was telling his guys, "I want you to know the color of their underwear." Typical Tim McConnell, though. Now coaching the Bishop Canavan.
DePente with the ball as he crosses the timeline here for Central Catholic. Down to 30 seconds here to play in the quarter.
And likely to try to hold for this final shot.
4-point lead here for the Vikings. Down to 23 seconds.
In the old schools, that you start calling 5.
DePente with the ball down to 13 seconds. DePente out to Wilkerson. He'll hand it off to Wayner. Wayner gives it back to DePente. Takes the shot, rolls the rim, no good. Rebound there by Shibway, throws it up, no good, and the clock expires here in the third quarter. We've played 3 quarters of a basketball game here at the Peterson Event Center with Central Catholic leading Newcastle 38-34. You're listening to the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Trib Live has a little something for everyone. Sports from high school to the pros. News from across the street and around the world. Arts and entertainment, lifestyles, opinion, weather, photo galleries, video. You can even find your next job, house, and car. So look alive, Pittsburgh, and get the news you want and information you need all in one place. TribLive.com. TribLive.com. News and more 24/7.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
8 minutes on the clock as we enter the fourth quarter. Canes trail by 4. Canes will have the ball as Nick Wallace will throw it in right in front of us here at midcourt.
Foul trouble real quick. Young with 3, Boyce with 3. The rest of the starters with 2 for Newcastle.
Bounce pass gives to Young, over to Boyce. Back to Anderson. Anderson with the ball. Bounce pass inside as they work it out to Boyce. Over to Anderson on the right wing. Anderson looks, drives into the lane, takes it to the hole, high off the glass, good for 2.
In double digits now is Jonathan Anderson. How did he get that one up over to Baba?
I have no idea. It almost hit the shot clock, it seemed like.
DePente with the ball, top of the key, gives it over to Sullivan, goes right side to Wilkinson, bounce inside to Shibway. Shibway up against Young. Shibway going to do a turnaround shot, off the glass, good for 2.
First time they've really worked it down to him, Lee, down on the block.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing during that play, James.
Work it into Anderson. Anderson with the ball, gives it to Boyce. Boyce throws into the corner to Wallace, drives baseline, and they're going to say Wallace stepped on the baseline.
No, they got a block on Shibway.
They got a, okay.
Yeah.
That's what forced him out of bounds. And that's one that maybe Newcastle didn't need to have called because it was a good bounce pass to get it into the lane. It looked like it would have been an easy layup, but he fouled before the pass, his second.
Throw it up top to Wallace. Gives it over to Anderson. Right side of to Blundo. Blundo will drive into the lane. Blundo with the right hand block from behind by Shibway.
Oscar style.
Yeah, that's a tough one when you got Ralphie Blundo at 5'11" going in there, Dababa at 6'7". So you're giving up 8 inches, and good job of body control, though, to make sure he gets that block without making the foul.
Anderson with the ball. Anderson on the left wing. Drives into the lane. Little runner. Rolls the rim. No good. Shibway with the rebound.
If that one had gone in, that would have been your maybe chiropractic play of the game because Anderson lost his footing and was practically on the ground when he shot it.
DePente rolls into the lane, takes a jumper. Shot is good.
Well, a few miscommunications on that one, Lee, because they didn't identify coming back and left an easy open player.
Anderson for 3. Front of the rim. No good. Shibway with the rebound. Shibway over to DePente as he brings the ball up with 6:15 here to play in the quarter.
Canes need to stop here.
DePente is going to get fouled there by Blundo.
I think it went on Young.
Yeah, you're right. They're going to get Young.
That's his 4th. They would have much rather it been on Blundo. I thought it was on Blundo as well with the reach in. So it's 6:13 remaining, 4 fouls on Dejon Young.
Unfortunately, I had a good angle at it, and it's like, no.
Get it into Sullivan. Sullivan behind the arc over to Wilkinson. Back to DePente. DePente with the ball, top of the key. DePente drives into the lane, now pulls out. Now bows back in, gets it into Sullivan. Sullivan off the glass for 2.
You had 2 guys in help defense, Lee, and it somehow squeaked through both of them. 8-point lead now, a timeout Newcastle.
And with that timeout, let's take a timeout. You're watching LCSportsNet.com, powered by LCAP.
Wherever you're going, Axe can get you there. The bowling alley, beauty salon, and even the library. Axe can get you there safely. The grocery store, the pharmacy, and the bank. Axe can get you there comfortably. Going to work, visiting a friend, or just to relax at the park. Axe can get you there affordably. Axe is here to get you there safely, comfortably, and affordably. Choose Axe as your driving service and give us a call to schedule a ride.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
An 8-point Vikings lead with 5:52 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 44-36.
Yeah, Newcastle got the first bucket of the quarter, but now 3 straight in response from Central Catholic. An 8-point lead. Still plenty of time left, but it's got to work your offense. And, you know, more than anything, you look at the shooting from beyond the arc right now. It just hasn't been there. Only 3 made 3-pointers on the night. Unofficially, I have them at 3 of 15 for just 20% from downtown. Newcastle's going to have to find a way to get a couple more shots in the lane, but also that's going to help open up and maybe knock down a couple more threes as a result.
But how many clean looks have you remember tonight, James?
Not many at all.
That's where it is. The defense for Central Catholic's been outstanding.
Goes over to Wallace. Wallace back to Anderson on the right wing. Top of the key to Boyce. There's an open 3, and he hits the front of the rim. No good. Rebound there by Shibway, and he loses control of the ball going out of bounds. He'll stay with the Canes.
Yeah, DePente pushed him out of bounds accidentally.
But right there now, just 1 of 6 is boys from beyond the arc, but he took that from the college line. That's the issue.
Good work it inside to Young, and Young's going to travel with the ball as he turned around looking for some help and couldn't find a Kane around.
I think he ran right into Sheway and then traveled.
DePente with the ball in the backcourt as they throw it into the forecourt to Weiner. Weiner with the ball.
Timeout.
We got a timeout here taken by Central Catholic.
Yeah, because he was going to be trapped along the baseline, and my pet peeve, coach is allowed to call timeouts. Coach Urso saw that, went running to the referee, get the timeout, and why not?
Real quick, obviously season not over for either of these two teams. They qualify for the state tournament. The winner will take on the 7th place team out of District 3. That's Wilson. I believe that's Wilson Westlawn.
Yeah, that'd be District 3, yeah.
Yeah, and
Wilson,
And the loser will play the winner, actually the runner-up, of the sub-regional, and that'll be Erie High School. Will be traveling either to Central Catholic or to Newcastle for the first-round game in that one. So that's where the state tournament will be starting. But we were looking at it earlier. District 1 has 12 teams out of the 32 in the 6A bracket.
Oh, they got the most schools in 6A
by far.
Yeah. In the biggest district.
DePente with the ball, goes right side. They'll work it into the corner. Back up top to DePente. He'll back it off. We'll get out to Wilkinson for 3. Front of the rim, no good. Ball's loose. Picked up there by Blundo, and Blundo has got the ball knocked out of bounds. He'll stay with the Canes.
Yeah, not a good shot there by Wilkerson. I mean, that was way deep and in traffic, too.
Yeah, Coach Urso not pleased with that one, especially with an 8-point lead. Run some clock.
At least get a good shot anyway if you're going to take it, but not a contested shot like that.
Anderson drives into the lane, has room, takes it to the hole, draws the foul, misses the shot, but he'll go to the line shooting 2. Here is Jonathan Anderson, who has scored 11 tonight.
Here's part of the issue, too, right now for Newcastle. We haven't talked about it much. This is only free throw attempt number 3 and 4 on the evening for the Canes, and they've all been taken by Joe Anderson.
He looks and shoots and puts it in.
And especially this is one of the better shooting Newcastle teams we've seen in the last decade, shooting just shy of 70% from the charity stripe on the year.
Anderson looks and shoots and puts them both in. He has 13, 44-38, 4:58 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Pressure by the Canes.
Yeah, here comes the press.
And Wallace knocks it away, but Wilkinson gets it back. They give it over to DePente as he drives into the lane. DePente is going to, they're going to get another timeout here.
Oh, no, they called a foul.
They called it on DePente.
No, they called it on the other 11, Ralph Blundo.
Blundo.
Wow. So thought it was a timeout, thought it was an offensive foul, but they're going to get the reach in against Blundo. That's the team's 6, so free throws coming every foul the rest of the way.
And he's got 3 fouls now. Three Canes with 3 fouls.
DePente with the ball, drives into the lane, now brings it back out to Sullivan. Gives it right back to DePente as he works between the 2 circles, top of the key.
Yeah, this is where you want a good shot if you're a Viking.
DePente drives into the arc, now backs out. Drives back in and stolen away by Boyce. Boyce on the move. Boyce down the right lane, off the glass, shot no good, but they're going to call a blocking foul. And Isaiah Boyce will head to the line shooting 2.
Boy, he challenged Sullivan going up, and risky move there, but he got the call.
Yeah, I saw Sullivan was out of position, and a casual fan might say a bailout foul, but that's basically because Isaiah Boyce draws it by going right at a defender who he saw was backpedaling and not in the perfect position yet.
First shot by Isaiah Boyce is good. 44-39, Vikings with the lead. Boyce's second shot is good.
Well, Kane snuck right back in this game.
44-40, 4:18 remaining. Again, pressure by the Canes in the backcourt. They get it over to DePente as he brings it across the timeline.
And if I'm Central Catholic, I'm keeping it with DePente out here because they are making him be in a hip pocket before they start counting. I would just let him do a jab step over and over again.
Give it over to Weiner to Shibway.
But can you do that for 4 minutes?
Back to DePente, drives into the lane. And they're going to get a foul on Blundo.
His 4th.
And Coach Blundo on the sideline, he's livid because he's just got the arm straight out. Because that's what DePante did to send Blundo to the turf. But now it's going to be bonus free throws for Dante DePante.
Yes, it's Health in Motion bonus free throws here for DePante, who already has 22 in the game. First shot is up and good.
So he will get the bonus. Reduce your time on the sideline up to 70%. Visit Health in Motion Newcastle on Facebook for more information.
Second shot is good. 24 here for DePente.
Nice job by Sheway to help up Isaiah Boyce, who took a fall there.
Anderson with the ball. Anderson on the left wing, drives into the lane. Throws it back out. Young back to Anderson. Anderson with the ball, top of the key. Looking to drive into the lane, spins, turnaround jumper, shot no good. And they're going to get a foul against Central Catholic. I believe they're going to get Wilkerson.
Yeah, got him on the elbow, said the official.
Said the official.
Did not say me and Lee because...
Look clean from here. At least from our angle anyways.
Anderson's shot is up and good.
So now you're getting into some free throw shooting contest with 3:31 remaining. Every foul the rest of the way, unless it's a charge, player control foul, will send somebody to the free throw line.
Anderson's second shot is good. He has 15 in the game.
7 and 8 are the Canes from the line.
Canes trail by 4. Pressure again in the backcourt. They get over to Wilkerson, over to Wayner. Wayner drives into the lane, now brings it back out.
Good decision.
Yes.
Great decision there with a 4-point lead.
DePente with the ball, guarded there by Anderson. Hands it off to Sullivan.
That's who you want to pressure
over
right
to
there.
Shibway. Wayner with the ball, throws inside, gets it into Sullivan. Sullivan makes a turn, goes to the hole, off the glass, good for 2.
Great play design there. Isolate Sullivan, get him down low, perfect position.
Timeout Newcastle. Good job, though, from Central Catholic because they're running their motion to run clock, but they're still running their offense, which means if they can get that good look, especially to Sullivan down on the block, that means that you can go and get an easy 2 points. Now the lead back up to 6.
And this is a Pontius Insurance timeout, a 30-second timeout taken here by Coach Blundo with his team trailing the Central Catholic Vikings 48-42 with 2:56 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
And Cole Sullivan getting plugged back up. The old plug a little red, so they have to take that plug out and put a new plug in.
Yeah, left with the nosebleed earlier here in the second half. While we have a moment, we will remind you as well, after this game, we'll come up with a Maley Chiropractic play of the game, also an LCAP player of the game. So many great ways LCAP is improving the quality of life in and around Lawrence County. How about the Head Start and Pre-K Counts programs, where children under the age of 5 can receive free quality preschool at various locations around the county. lccap.org. Visit them online for more information.
Anderson, Wallace, Young, Boyce, and Anderson with the ball. Anderson with the ball as he gets top of the key. Drives inside, now stops his dribble, throws it up top of the key to Young. Back to Anderson for 3, NBA style. Rolls the rim, no good. Picked up there by Shibway, and Shibway hands it off to DePente. He'll walk it up with 2:25 here to play.
The deep threes and just a little flat-footed as they set up for those threes. That's why they're all ended up a little short.
Shibway with the ball, stops his dribble, throws inside, ball's loose. Going to be picked up there by Anderson. Anderson on the move for the Canes. Anderson drives down inside, throws it out for Blundo. He'll move to his right, takes a shot, front of the rim, no good. Picked up there, outlet to Wilkinson. Wilkinson will slow it down. 2 minutes here to play. And they're going to get Wallace on the reach-in.
Maybe Blundo. Which one?
No,
Wallace. Ooh. Boy, Blundo, what a great fake at the other end as Sheway went flying by him and then lined up the 3, but unfortunately short.
But again, the same thing. He sidestepped perfectly, but he didn't step into the three-pointer. He was kind of falling backwards, and it ends up short.
Wilkerson with the shot, rolls the rim and puts it in. Wilkerson with 4.
He'll get the bonus here at Health in Motion bonus free throw line. Give him a call, 724-856-3683. They'll get you in the office within 48 hours.
Second shot, up and good.
Both teams shoot the free throws well.
50-42, 1:57 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Central Catholic with the lead.
Central 10 of 13 from the line. Canes 8 of 9.
Anderson brings the ball up here for the Canes. Top of the key. Anderson drives right side, stops, bounce pass out. Stolen there by DePente. On the move to the hole, off the rim, good for 2.
And that might be the dagger with just 1:35 remaining. A 10-point lead, the largest of the night for the Vikings.
Canes are the Vikings are feeling it now. The faithful on their feet.
1:31 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 52-42, Central Catholic with the lead. And some emotion here from the Canes. They're not used to being down like this too often.
It's great defense by Central Catholic. They're one of the top defensive teams in 6A, and they're putting on display
tonight. Yes, they
putting
are.
on display, James.
Yeah, they've been very impressive with their help defense, especially more than anything, and they've not allowed any space whatsoever, especially for Isaiah Boyce on the outside. I think more than anything, it's the hedging, going around the screens and the motion defense, because even when they do catch and are able to get a 3 off, where has every 3 been? Not outside the white high school line. No, it's been from outside the blue college line at this point. And that's been the big issue right now is Newcastle, they're taking them from further away, and even when they are in the right position, they're not getting into their shots, which is why they're about 3 of 18 now from downtown on the evening.
How about Dante DePente with 26 of the 52 points here tonight for Central Catholic.
There's such a thing as a quiet 26 lead, too. You can almost say that, too, because he started strong, but it's just kind of chipped away throughout the rest of this game. Haven't really been like, oh, DePente again, DePente again, DePente again.
Yeah, he's the complete player, though. I mean, he gets it done every which way.
They inbounded to Anderson. Under 1:30 here to play in the fourth quarter. Anderson drives into the lane. Now throws it back out to Blundo. Over to Boyce. Boyce drives into the lane, takes it to the hole. Off the glass, no good. Wallace tries to get a rebound. Shipway comes away with it as he outlets it out to Wilkerson. Wilkerson with the ball.
That's where you get a foul.
As they get it over to Wayner to DePente. DePente is then fouled from behind by Isaiah Boyce.
Yeah, the issue is who do you foul and who can give up the foul, because, yeah, Boyce with 4, Blundo with 4, Young with 4.
That's not who you want to foul.
Yeah, you ask who to foul. This is definitely the one not to, DePente.
Shot is up and good.
He's 7 of 9 from the free throw line. Well, the 6A girls, Jasmine Timerson scored 30. DePente is close to it.
With that 3 throw, he has 28. Canes. Anderson brings the ball up. Spins into the lane, gets underneath. Off the glass, good for 2. Jonathan with 17 here today. DePente with the ball as he brings the ball up. Jump pass forward to Wilkinson. Down to 45 seconds, and Anderson will make the foul on Wilkinson.
That'll be 3 on Anderson. 2 free throws the rest of the way here, Lee. And the flashlights are back out again, but it's to the faithful to our right this time.
Only a few. South Fayette did a nice job of that. I think it's the Oakland Catholic. I think the Central Catholic are learning from the South Fayette.
Wilkerson's shot is up and good.
You know, something new we saw, the whole student section with their flashlights out with their cell phones. Don't like to see it now.
Second shot, gonna roll the rim and fall in. When everything's going your way, even the foul shots that roll around the rim fall in. Anderson brings the ball in the forecourt, spins underneath, off the glass, high, good. 19 here for Anderson.
That's what you need, though. If you're going to be shooting 2-point shots, you got to be getting to the charity stripe as well to stop this clock, because Newcastle as well, big issue. They only got 1 timeout left. They can only stop the clock 1 more time.
Jonathan's shot is good. He has 20 tonight. Forecourt press, they get it into DePente, and he's fouled immediately there by Anderson.
His 4th.
And they'll go down to the line and have Dante shooting 2.
Again, not the one you want to foul, but I'm not sure you have much choice.
Yeah.
You had to go quick.
That took less than a second off the clock.
Let's give one more shout out to Mike Mirko at Health and Motion Physical Therapy. He hopes to limit exposure to pain medication, especially for young athletes. Physical therapy is a very powerful alternative, and he gives quality one-on-one interaction one-on-one time with the patients that they all deserve.
DePente misses the front end of the two. Score remains 56-47. Second shot is good. He now has 29. And it's 57-47. The Canes on the move. Anderson drives into the lane, takes it high off the glass. No good.
Jeez,
but another foul, and he'll go to the line shooting 2.
Yeah, if you're Central Catholic, let him go. A 2-pointer doesn't hurt you. You can take 5 seconds to inbound it, and time's going to eventually run out on Newcastle here. By this, you get to set up your press. You get to score with the clock stopped. That's like the perfect scenario.
Anderson's shot is good.
Perfect scenario, but it's going to be tough to come back from 9 points with 34 seconds left.
Well, if you're Newcastle, you're asking where has this been all night? Getting to the lane and the line. Not many free throws taken.
Anderson's second shot is good. 34.5 seconds remaining. Wilkinson with the inbound pass. He'll throw it up to Shibway. Shibway finds Sullivan all by himself. Here he goes with a right hand slam. 59-49.
Exclamation point for the Vikings.
Anderson with the ball, top of the key. Anderson loses control, picked up there. Ball's loose on the ground, and Blundell comes away with it. Gets it, loses it, get back. Blundell will put up a 3. Good. How about that?
Timeout called by Coach Blundell with 6 seconds remaining. The scramble craziness on the court, and that's the first time that they're able to get a clean look for Ralphie Blundell all night. It wasn't a clean look. He barely had possession of it, but he puts it in.
He fought twice for that ball. He finally came up with it and put it up at the top of the key and put it in.
And did you see where he shot it from?
6 seconds remaining.
Where did he shoot it from, Lee?
Right from the 3-point line.
The correct one.
Yes. First time maybe tonight.
Well, Newcastle under Coach Blundell, 9 times they've been here to the championship in 13 years. They were 7-0 at one point, the double overtime loss last year, and it's going to be another silver medal, the third one for Newcastle in the last 2 years. Silver at the WPIAL, silver at state last year, and it's going to be silver in districts here yet again.
Long pass down to Sullivan. Sullivan, two-hand slam with the jam. And that will do it as the clock will run out. 61-52. Central Catholic takes home the 6A championship here at the Peterson Event Center in Pittsburgh.
Well, it had the rubber match coming. Each team won on each other's home court. Newcastle's basically had this as a home court for the last 6-7 years. They've been here plenty of times. And it's Central Catholic that gets it done with the 9-point victory, and they are district champions.
All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come back and start our Tri-County Principals postgame show. You're listening to LCSportsNet.com, powered by LCAP.
In need of a lawyer? Contact Medore Bonner Law, a boutique firm offering tailored legal services and over 120 years legal experience. County residents with strong family ties to the community, Jason Medore and Michael Bonner established Medore Bonner Law to provide clients with legal expertise and personal attention. Guided by their professional staff, you can feel confident your rights will be protected. Call attorneys Jason Medore or Michael Bonner, or visit MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn.
And welcome back here to the Peterson Event Center as we get ready for the trophy presentations here for Central Catholic as they come away with a 6A championship over Newcastle tonight, 61-52. And now they'll give Newcastle their silver medal awards.
First up, your 6A boys WPIAL runners-up, the Newcastle Red Hurricanes. Number 10, Chase Leonard. Number 14, Travis Wetzel. Number 22, Amir Atkins. Number 30, Mason Cook. Number 2, Tayshawn Young. Number 3, Howell Harris. Number 5, Sarah Boyce. Number 11, Ralphie Blundell. Number 12, Jonathan Anderson. Number 15, Dominic Bonatera. Number 20, Quinlan Tibbers. Number 21, Angelo Chilora. Number 23, Nate McKnight. Number 24, Delorian Young. Number 25, Nick Wallace. Number 31, J.G. Warren. Number 33, Jaden Schaefer. Manager, Lucas Lutton. Manager, Preston Rayburn. Athletic Director, Randy Rayburn. Assistant Coach, Brian Rice. Assistant Coach, Billy Humphrey. Assistant Coach, Jason Dunlap. And the head coach of the Newcastle Red Hurricanes, Ralph Blundo. Here to present the WPIAL Runner-Up Trophy is Dave Trellis, Manager of Business Development, Athletic Training at UPNC Sports Medicine. Will the captains and seniors please come up, ladies and gentlemen, your 6A Boy Basketball WPIAL's runners-up, the Newcastle Red Hurricanes. Next to the Red Hurricanes in the POSTSEASON playoffs.
And that is the award ceremony for the Newcastle Red Hurricanes, who fall here tonight in the 6A championship to Central Catholic, 61-52.
Great effort, though, by the Canes, James.
Say that again. I just lost my headset. There we go.
I said great effort by the Canes, though.
It was a great effort. Just, the fact was that they played from behind most of the game, and it kind of took some out of the rhythm. They didn't get enough three-point shots to fall. I think that's one of the big storylines of this game.
Yeah.
It's just the shooting percentage in general. You have a Newcastle team shot 42% from the field. That's pretty solid. It's 52% from the field, though, on the other side from Central Catholic. And in the end, the three-point shooting, 4 of 17 from downtown. Just not enough for what Newcastle needs to do, especially against a taller, more dominant inside force that you have. Cole Sullivan, 16 points and 10 rebounds. Baba Shibwe didn't do a lot offensively there, Tim. Kind of a surprise on our end, but he altered a lot of shots defensively and had a lot of rebounds as well.
He really did have an effect defensively with the game, but you look at what Dante DePente was able to do leading this team, running the offense, making the plays throughout the game as he scored 29 points to lead the Vikings here today in the 6A championship. And then you look on the Canes, Jonathan Anderson with 22 points, the point guard. But more than anything, I think you hit it on the nose when you talked about the inability to really get clean looks from the outside, and they weren't able to stroke that three ball that we've seen them do throughout the season, James. And that was really key. I mean, look at this. I mean, coming into the game, Isaiah Boyce had 7 points tonight. That's just unheard of to see him in single digits. It just doesn't happen very often.
And he averages, close to 20?
17, yeah.
Boys, yeah. So, I mean, they took him out of the game. It was just a great job. The Central Catholic team is known for their defense, and they displayed every single effort of that tonight. And they just did a fantastic job. It was really tough for the Canes to get into their offense and get that penetration going, and just could not do it. And then DePonte just on another level here tonight.
All playoffs he has been. It's been incredible. I mean, he's averaging about 28 per game right now in the postseason. That's absolutely incredible. This is a team when he's playing like that, and then you got the two bigs down low to work with, and you got guys like Wilkerson on the outside hitting shots, or Tommy Christian off the bench. This is a very, 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 very difficult team to beat, and they showed everything they can do tonight.
Yeah, not as good as Drew Schifino and T.J. McConnell back in the days with averaging 35 per contest, but still, he just put on a great show tonight.
Yeah. What you had is the mid-range and really the penetration of DePente throughout the ball game, but Cole Sullivan was so solid here tonight. He had 12 points, and he was a big guy on the defensive side, getting some big rebounds, and was able to get down inside the paint and really make some plays against Young. I mean, Young, I thought, played an outstanding game here for the Kings. He had 14 in the game, but they just didn't have enough answers here tonight. And they just, honestly, never had enough looks at the three, and none of them really fell when they did have good looks.
And to answer your question about holding Boyce under 10 points, only one team has done that this year.
Central Catholic.
Butler, twice. 8 and 3. It was the game he got injured and his first game back. For Boyce. So the only team so far this year to keep him under 10 points. Now Central Catholic is, you could just tell the visible frustration throughout the course of the game. Just couldn't get any open looks. Central Catholic had a great game plan coming in, and man, Lee, they executed it so well.
They played just tremendous. It's a joy to watch a good defensive team, and a good job by the refs. I mean, it was a physical game, but they let both teams play, and it was just good to see. Unfortunately, Canes coming up in the short end tonight.
We got a couple of words we need to give out, gentlemen?
Yeah. I think I'll go with the LCAP player of the game.
Oh, you're going to take the easy way out.
You're going to give it to me. Yeah, Mr. Jonathan Anderson's our LCAP player of the game. I think 20 points, did you say?
22.
22 points. Lawrence County Community.
7 assists as well, by the way.
Wow. LCAP is proud to present the Player of the Game award to Jonathan Anderson of the Newcastle Hurricanes. LCAP and the Lawrence County SportsNet, they're proud to honor Jonathan for tonight's Player of the Game. You receive a customized T-shirt, courtesy of the Red Zone recognition of being named tonight's Player of the Game. You can view the full list and the long list of the players of the game. Go online at lcsportsnet.com. Click on Player of the Game. Congratulations, Jonathan Anderson, for being named tonight's LCAP Player of the Game. LCAP, they changed lives.
As for the Bailey Chiropractic play of the game, a couple of nominations, but I think it's got to go. It happened about 3 or 4 times with those 7 assists. The screen and roll to Dejan Young.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, they perfected that. And the passing, crisp and clean all night, all season long, and that play worked like a bread and butter. So we'll give Dejan Young for our Bailey Chiropractic play of the game. Dejan Young, congratulations to him. He will receive a customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of tonight's play of the game. And again, you can view the full list of the play and player of the games by going to lcsportsnet.com. Click at the top on play of the game. Congratulations again, Dejan Young, tonight's Bailey Chiropractic play of the game. Let Bailey Chiropractic keep you in the game, and you listening at home, final score 61-52. You listening at home, keep us on the court, please.
I was just going to say, one last appeal to the community as we get ready for the states, as you mentioned before.
Lee Moan, you say it so well, and since you couldn't make an appeal about officials tonight, we're going to have you do this instead.
You want that?
No, I would like you to make the appeal to help us get some broadcasts on the air in the state tournament.
Okay. But, yeah, the community's been just so great.
Yeah.
I mean, the community has supported this network. Just greatly appreciate everything. I mean, it was a dream of Mark Shaw's to have something like this happen. Unfortunately, Mark Shaw's, passing away too early in life, and he's the one that had this whole thing in his mind that we can do this. But in the community is now backing it. We greatly appreciate the community, but we're going to need some extra help to get all these schools, on the state playoff run. So please, if you can, give Mr. James Dotson a email, call, whatever. See him at school. He doesn't teach, so you can just go. Actually, no.
No, if you're following us on Facebook,
Please.
Instagram, Twitter, we have
ways to contact.
We're always on there, so it means I got to give a shout out then to our Tweety bird at home.
Please.
Katie Walls, who's been doing great social media work for us. So, by the way, today is actually the 1-year anniversary of the start of our Instagram page. Part of our goal this weekend, goal number 1 was to get 5 gold medals. All right, we came up short on that, but 2 golds, 3 silvers. We're happy about that. A 4th silver for our friends of Wilmington up north in District 10. That was goal number 1. One of the other goals was to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. We are, as of tip-off tonight, 10 short of that 1,000 goal.
Wow.
So I'm not sure where we might end up by the end of the night. We have highlight videos that are being put up for all 5 of the championship games here this weekend at the Pete. Thanks to Ashley Pistachio for her work on that. We'll have the Union girls and Newcastle boys up there shortly. If you have not seen the other ones, they're already on board, so thanks to her for that. Yep. Thanks to Jay Moan, as well as Tyler Aaron and Rob Natel for getting us some of the footage on all of that. The other main goal that we wanted to come up with the social media aspect, we wanted to hit that 1,000th follower on Instagram before we got to the 1-year mark that is today. Last number we heard was about 970. So again, we are just short.
Shy of those numbers.
Short, but the main goal was we started it a year ago today. We've made our first post in Hershey when the Shannock won the state championship. So that's what I'm calling the 1-year anniversary. So we have still another 3 weeks before hopefully we're back out in Hershey. And I want to be sending out a big picture of some kids with a chocolate bar with 1,000 followers to be able to watch it here in a couple of weeks' time. That's our goal. Help us get there, folks. We appreciate everything that you guys do for us, and of course all the athletic directors, administrators, and coaches, and all that they do for us throughout the course of the season. And believe it or not, spring sports season practice begins on Monday. How about that?
That sounded like a Jerry Lewis telethon there for a second.
Yeah, we were getting there. I had to make sure we had everybody present and accounted for. That we had all of our thanks to give out, which means I have an extra time to give thanks to Something for Your Wall Photography. Heather Walzer's been here all weekend. She's got some great shots. Again, if you've not seen, please check her Facebook. The individual photos, it's the collages that blow me away in terms of, you could go just from this game alone. If you're a Newcastle fan, a Central Catholic fan, tell her what you want. If you want it just of your individual player, if you want the entire team, the entire senior class, be able to get those pictures in a collage put together, and they just make great gifts not only for your students but for the entire family member. And if you're a coach, even to be able to do that sort of thing, right? How about a coach to get it as a senior gift potentially for some of your guys? So big thanks to them, and big thanks to these guys to my left, Tim Continenza, Lee Moan. Here's the thing: Lee was all ready after our morning to make a road trip for the week, and well, we went out, had lunch. We were talking. We were having so much fun out there at lunch, and said, you know what? How can I go now? We got one more game. Let's go do it. So thanks, Lee, for sticking around. Yeah. Thanks, Tim, for coming out and having a blast like we always do here at the Pete.
Yeah, it's a great weekend.
It's a long weekend, but a fun one.
Yes, it is. And thanks to the family members and the significant others who I know are listening at home. And I'll be home for about 5 straight days at least, hon. So bless you. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Yes, there's no question about it.
Hopefully we're doing this again in 3 weeks.
That
would be the best.
That would be incredible. And again, thanks to all of our fantastic sponsors. Help us get out there, folks, because it's a fun time. It's a expensive time, and it's a long weekend. We're gonna have a nice week off before state playoffs begin on Friday, and with some help from you around the area, maybe we can get some of those games on the air.
Yeah, and we'll promise we'll bring you back a bag of Hershey Kisses.
Yes, I will gladly make that. If that's what it takes to sign your name on the dotted line, I will take it.
All right. For my partners, James Dotson and Lee Moan, I'm Tim Continenza, wishing you a wonderful good evening. It was a tough one for the Canes as they fall in the 6A championship to Central Catholic, 61-52. Have a great night, everybody.
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.